Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christelle Martinette here. Happy National Moon Day, the 20th of July, 2000, oh, there I screwed it up right away. 20th of July, 1969, when the first man put his foot on moon soil. So I'm going to celebrate that by having a reading which talks about uncharted territory. And you know that we are as adventurous as our minds allow us to be. So I'm using a deck called, in Italian, Tarocchi delle Luci Fatate. The translation of this, the jury's still out about that. I found two different ones. One is the Tarot of the Celtic Fairies, and one is the Tarot of the Nymphs. It is, of course, the artwork is different. The artist here is Lucia Mattioli. So I'll be working with that initially, and then using the Vera Sibilla and the runes, also the Neapolitan cards, if I need that. Let's see what's in store for us around this day today, and where our uncharted territory lies. Where our uncharted territory lies. First out, laying a spread with these tarot decks, this tarot deck, and highlighting it with the Vera Sibilla. Then I will work with uncharted territory using the Vera Sibilla. Where will our mind bring us, allow us to go this day, the 20th of July, National Moon Day? I remember where I was that day. That gives you an idea of how old I am. I could remember, just like many of us remember where we were when certain people have passed away, Marilyn Monroe, so many things that mark us. That's in store for us for July 20th. Let me show you the cards first. This is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords. This is the Hierophant, Major Arcana. This is the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. This is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords is our focus card. The Two of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. And the King of Cups. So we have quite a lot of different energies. I want to say contradicting energies, but they're not contradictory. There are two queens, two knights, a king, and the two, this idea of two is running through the Two of Pentacles. So right in the middle is this water sign, the air sign, the Queen of Swords, and it is the energy of the Queen of Swords, the air sign energy. So there's a lot of musings, a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. For some of you, and for men, well, for a good part of you, and I'm seeing more than 55%, so that's a good lot of us, there will be one partner picking up and leaving, okay? So that is, or you're going to catch wind of that, or you're going to understand that that is going to be the beginning of something new. That's the beginning of a change. And it's a wanted change for both parties. I don't see tragedy here. I don't see hurt. I don't see remorse of any kind. Actually, I find that with this King of Water sign here, the King of Cups, I see it as an opening, the opening to a new moment. Now, it's true that we have mentioned in the beginning uncharted territory. Uncharted territory means where you have, where the mind has not gone before. And I'm not talking in a general universal sense, going back to another planet, putting your foot there. No, uncharted territory for me, for you, doing something that I haven't done before. Where will my mind allow me to go? Now, first of all, we have the Five of Swords at the top, and of course those, that really does talk of regrets, and regrets, however, that are flanked, but this is the past, that are flanked by both the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is an area, this is a time when the wheels really start turning, as in this light, in this sense. Maybe I just could possibly do that. You know, I haven't done that before. I didn't allow myself to go there. Maybe today I'll be able to do that. I can make that change. I can go there. I can, you know, put my feet into that water that I dared not go in the past. And the interesting part of this, under the Hierophant and under the Wheel of Fortune, are these two knights. One is the fastest of the knights and the slowest of the knights. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles right on the other side of it. Where are they? And it's interesting because it does tell us, gives us an idea of the reticence. Shall I, shouldn't I, shall I, yes I will, no I won't. And the interesting part is the spread that gives us the, ends with the outgoing card is the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is something that smooths out, is benevolent, is benign to all of us, you know, is a fatherly-like energy that just carries us along and ushers us along that path that might be difficult, being uncharted. Now, of course, there are other relations here in this spread, and one being the actual wheel that's turning, which is, I have to lower my, I lowered my, the sound on my computer and my camera went off. So I was talking about the king, that benign energy that helps us move along. But there is energy here also. There's a different sort of energy. If I look at the different relations in the spread, I have the 5 going into the wheel and then going into the 2. There's actually thoughts of having the possibility, finally, you know, maybe that will just work. If change is enacted, then I see the possibility of having change come about. This is what's going to come to us, as if it were, you know, we're bestowed with this new intelligence, you know. Then I have also the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, and this Knight of Pentacles. As I mentioned, the Queen of Swords, we were talking about uncharted territory. There are people who are partnered, and one of whom will finally say, okay, let's admit it and I'll move on. Then the uncharted territory there starts, but it's very, with very, very slow movement and very, very, I'm on tiptoes, looking, smelling, moving, and then going forward. But what's important for us, and important for the reading and what it's trying to tell us, is that it does occur. There is a very, this sound, I had to put it up, put it down, here it is. This feeling of going, it's starting, you're starting to slowly, it's not a rapid movement, even if there's this Queen of Swords right in the middle. She's tempered by the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant as well. So we have this very complete, very whole, very mature way of conceiving change. And the way we interact with others to enact change. There's no harsh movement. There is no harsh, you know, I'm gone, I'm out of here. No, it is done in a very intelligent way, a more mature way. Then I have this beautiful, this lovely Queen of Pentacles. And the only, let's say the only energy I'm missing, the only suit I'm missing is the wands, that fiery impetuous movement of the wands. And as I said, this is a very balanced, very slow-moving, very pondered, mature energy. Fire energy is much different. We have here the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Cups. Now, as you see, there's always a tempered nature here. There was the Queen of Swords, there's the Knight of Pentacles. They're equaling each other out. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. And it's the opposite, you know, the Queen and the Knight and the Queen. It's a very, very balanced way of interpreting the idea of change. And of course, the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups and the End. I'm taking the Vera Sibilla here to take a look at a few of these cards. The first being the Five of the Prison. I was starting to say this first being the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords at the very top. And this is a breaking away from being locked in, actually. Let's take a look at what other cards can show us on that. For that 5, I've got the stanza, the room, which speaks to news coming in quite soon, amore, love, and sacerdote, the priest. Here there is a, of course, the 5, the regrets, the idea of being bogged down. We have here, though, some other kind of movement happening. It's insidious. Insidious is usually a negative word in English. I didn't mean the negativity, but it's very slow, and it seeps into our being, and we start to see, this is not the kind of love I want to live. This is not the kind of life I want to live. This here love card is not necessarily only for matters of the heart. It talks to passion, it talks to your work, why you don't want to. I've had enough, you know, this is not me. Or I've run the course of what I could possibly do. That is enough. Let me stop here. This is how the day brings, the energy of the day comes to us. And then I'm going to go down to the Hierophant here. And over to the Hierophant, we've got here malinconia, melancholy, disgrazia, disgrace, the house on fire, and mercante. And indeed, it does talk to work, and it does talk to the insatisfaction, and it does give us the energy to rethink our purpose, rethink our energies, possibilities, rethink our creativity, and how much we could offer that we're not offering up till now. We haven't been offering up till now. I'm going to the Two of Pentacles here. And the Two of Pentacles yields 3 cards, which is viaggio. Of course, there's change, movement, consoling, surprise, consolante, sorpresa, and dottore, doctor. Now, this is done, as I said, slowly. There's no firm break, but there is movement, and even just the idea of the change is going to bring us forward and going to be putting our mind at peace. The last of the 3 I'd like to look at here is this King of Cups. The King of Cups. We talked about, at the top, we talked about the stanza, the information coming in, communication coming in. This is letter, lettera, allegrezza al cuore, happiness in the heart, and ammalato. So there is an issue of, the emphasis is not on romantic relations today. The emphasis is on work matters and how you can go beyond what you've been. Give it more, give it your all. Now, I'd like to take these cards up and just use the Vera Sibilla as I mentioned and talk about, even though we just said today is not about matters of the heart. Let's see what they have to offer us. Nonetheless, let's see what the 20th of July has to offer us concerning our emotional life. Let's put it that way, our emotional life. Our emotional life. All right, 20th of July, our emotional life. And here we are. We wanted to talk about work before. We talked about love a little bit. Now we want to talk about love. We talk about work. The work is here. There's going to be talk about work with your partner, your significant other, and the immediacy of the situation. And what do these cards say to us? They're coming out any which way that they want. These are cards not to be read in opposites, the upside down, reverse. There are no reversals in this deck. Of course, our readers can do whatever they please. Very interesting here. We've got 2 rows of 5 plus 3, and what I'm seeing here is a triangle that has to do with, actually, we mentioned a woman, the Queen of Swords, and a partner is going to be deciding to move on, and it will be a slow movement. Exactly that. I have this triangle right here, which is the amore, love, happiness in the heart, and nemica, the third party, another person, male or female. But there's happiness in the heart, which is the focus card. And we have these two that are mirroring each other, which is Imeneo, the nuptial dance, and the Viaggio, the movement, right into this sighing sospiri. Finally, it's coming about. We've come of age, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there is a very interesting row here, and I'll give it to you as it has come out. Because from left to right, I have leggerezza, the lightness of being, which actually speaks to physical relations. It speaks to change, but it also speaks to physical sex. Vedovo, the widower, happiness, l'allegria, allegrezza al cuore, happiness in the heart, and fedeltà, fidelity. Now, why, pray tell, would the card of fidelity come out when we're talking about perhaps a separation? Well, there is fidelity to the attraction that you have to that person, no matter what. One attraction, the attraction that resulted as being physical in the beginning, has matured. It's no longer, but it has matured to a place where it will be a relationship that does not die, in the sense you will be confidants in that sense. Now, the ending line, the 3 final cards here are Messaggero, the messenger, Amatrice, the female lover, could be a male, and Belvedere, bright future coming in. Now, of course, this says it all. We could say, okay, boy meets girl, boy leaves girl, girl leaves boy, they stay friends, they've been together a long time, and then happily ever after with the third party. This tells us a little bit of a different story. It tells us that not only the person who remains behind or who is being left, however, I did say one party will. You remember that it's a moment of maturity, this is, the 20th of July. The cards have been mentioning maturity and presence of mind. Here we have a maturity even in that relationship. This does not mean that you end up being happy with another party. It does mean that you're able to enact the transition because of the maturity. Very interesting message. Let me go into the runes to see what they have to tell us to crown the reading. Well, roll these out. Okay, I'm having conflicting energies here on the runes. The runes are giving me a lot of different stories here. First of all, Algit's right in the center here. Algit's Merkstave tells us there are no nets. It is uncharted territory. There is no protection. Every step that you take is going to be a place that's new for you. There's no being protected. This is the energy of the 20th of July. There's also conflicting energy concerning the happiness in the heart. All right, we have Kinat's, Merkstave, and Pierdro, Brightstave. And these talk about your intuition. Your intuition that, on the one hand, you knew that it was coming, but they're also saying you didn't see it coming. So there's half of you that was denying it, and half of you, one person, okay? So you knew, but you didn't want to look at it, all right? But all in all, it will turn out positive for you. Of course, we have the need next to the Manat's Merc stave. We have need and Manat's Merc stave. And what does this say? This tells us that you need to face the situation. You can no longer wait to clarify what you're undergoing now. And this is at a relational level, at whether be it your significant other or a person that you've been living with a long time, or that you've been with a long time. Now, the tier Merc stave here with the last row does tell that it does mention that it's not a matter of living happily ever after with the other person, the other person that you meet, or the other person that you're thinking of. No, it is a turning point inward. They act as a catalyst for you. It's never out there, but it's in here, and they act as a catalyst for you. And now we go to the beautiful area here where they discuss, this is Fehu Bright Stave and Ingvats, and together these talk about a way out where you leave no stone unturned, and every step of the way you walk together in understanding the change. And what comes out of it is Wunyo Bright Stave. And Wunyo Bright Stave talks about ultimate joy. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, and do have a wonderful moon day, because the eagle has landed. July 20th, 1969. It was a very good year. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, new subscribers. Thank you, my older subscribers. Bye-bye.